So, after the weekend, we now know the final four in the FA Cup.
Very good afternoon to you for the latest tie in one of the mouth-watering FA Cups for years.
Through the legs of the goalkeeper and in, and Eddie Nketiah runs away in celebration. And maybe destiny is calling too. Fulham 0, Palace 3.
It's in by Gruder. Oh, what a save from Sells. Does look as though penalties may well be settling this. It's Ryan Yates, Nottingham-born, who will take the final penalty. Hits it right-footed, and Nottingham Forest are through!
Early ball to Digne inside the area, left-hand side. Rashford gets his first goal for Aston Villa, and it puts them ahead in the FA Cup quarter-finals. Aston Villa are through to the FA Cup semi-final. Emiliano Martinez sinks to his knees with joy.
Semenyo is back defending. O'Reilly's won it though, getting it through and through. Arifa Balaga and in. Mamouche 2-1 to Manchester City. City much the better side over the 90 minutes, and they've won by 2-1 to set up an FA Cup semi-final against Nottingham Forest at Wembley.
That's how the weekend sounded here on talkSPORT. Three of the final four, not the usual suspects in the semis,
No.
Palace, Forest and Villa, which is great. While City head to Wembley for the 22nd time under Pep Guardiola. Wow, isn't that astonishing? 22nd time.
A brilliant question from Harvey. Not a question, it's more of a statement, and it's one I've thought for a long, long time. Interesting that all quarterfinals were won by the away team. Is home advantage now a thing of the past? I think it nearly is, you know. And I think the way the game's played, there are certain clubs and teams, not so many clubs, teams actually do prefer or are more suited to playing away from home.
Palace being a blindingly obvious example.
Oh, Jeff, I was so impressed. I've never watched a game where I've thought a team actually, I've never seen a team so happy out of possession and so confident and controlled out of possession. Wing backs dropped in. I said to Mitchell and Munoz would drop in, they'd have their five. Their three centre backs were absolutely terrific, by the way. From start to finish, never lost a header, never just defended really well. And then obviously when they get the ball, wing backs would push up and they became a different side. But really, really happy, not in possession. In fact, bordering on, actually looked more comfortable, and then would try and hit you in the counter. But they were very impressive, I thought, Palace at the weekend.
Yeah, Oliver Glasner's done a brilliant job. Brilliant job.
I mean, they ended the season, unless I'm mistaken, Jeff, they ended the season exceptionally well last year, and then took a little bit of a time to get going. But boy, they look the real deal at the moment.
Yeah. Palace away winners, so too was City. Pep Guardiola says, though, that even winning the FA Cup won't save their poor season.
Listen, our lives is going to change. You win one FA Cup more or less. I'm sorry, maybe it sounds not good, but we won a lot, and of course we want to win it. Like last season we played against United, so there's no doubts about that. But there's no going to change. The season have been poor. So because the standard today we show, we didn't do that for many, many games. Otherwise, we wouldn't have been in the position I've been, because the team is as fantastic. The players are an incredible heart. They have proven for many, many years how good they are. But this season we drop. We drop a lot, too much. And when that happens, is difficult. You know that. Of course, we will be happy. But now the target for the club, of course, semi-finals is qualify for the Champions League. We have 9 games, really tough, and yeah, we're going to try.
And just when you start to question Pep, and at half-time, I think everybody is questioning him. This is the end of the season, and he brings on Nico O'Reilly. Oh my goodness.
Brilliant. I mean, what
an impact.
What a transformation in the game when he came on. I mean,
Total.
Just a different level. And you're absolutely right. That's what the top coaches and top managers do. They make changes just at vital moments when you're under a little bit of pressure to do something different. And boy, did they do that. I thought the transformation in the performance, level of performance, was let's not get ourselves on it. They got it, but it was needed and it was required. But as I say, that's what good coaches and great coaches do. And ends up, you'd have to say they would probably be favourites for the FA Cup, and they've got to fight on to finish Champions League. Not by any stretch of imagination a successful season in their eyes, but they were always going to dip at some point, Jeff. Always. They could not maintain that level of consistency and that level of success. So I think deep down, if you asked City fans right now, would they be disappointed in the season? Yes, there'll be an element of disappointment. However, if you can go on and win an FA Cup and qualify for the Champions League again,
yeah. I mean, the big question mark of the Champions League campaign, or bid qualifier, of course, is that Erling Haaland left the ground yesterday in a boot and on crutches. So, big question about how much we'll see of him for the rest of the season. Villa, of course, they got past Preston, and it was Marcus Rashford who was the star of the show. His first goal since joining the club on loan in January. Villa boss Unai Emery says everyone at the club is trying to get Rashford back to his best.
When he was playing in his highest level in his career. Of course, it's not a long time, because 2 years ago was the better number he had. But we are trying to help him definitively to try to recover his performances, but feeling comfortable and playing in the position he's feeling better. Of course, always his left side as a striker, as a winger. And today we tried as well as a striker.
Something about Unai Emery, isn't there? That he's able to get the best out of players where other people have failed.
Yeah. I mean, you mentioned, I was talking in the same breath, good coaches, great coaches. He's absolutely different level. You know, take that period at Arsenal aside, I would have to say, I think he's one of the great modern coaches. I really, really do. He comes into that category, that discussion. Again, one of the important things, not the most important thing, but one of the important things about these coaches, players want to play for them. They get their ideas across, and you can see they create a spirit within their team, within their group of players, that the players are happy. And it's just a different level. And I'm really looking forward to seeing their Champions League tie. I think we'll start second favourites in that. But I mentioned City, winning a cup in Champions League. Again, Villa. What a season. They could have been on the threshold of a fantastic season.
Yeah. You just wonder, don't you, sometimes, though, whether that workload will take its toll.
That's the thing.
In the end.
You and I briefly spoke before we come on. It looks to me as if Bournemouth, who have been absolutely wonderful under Areola, are just kind of running out of steam a little bit. They might kick on again, but I watched the first half, they looked a little bit lively, but they just look, recent results with Tottenham, maybe just, I don't know, running out of steam a little bit, I don't know.
Harvey's texted said, I'm a Fulham fan. I was at the game. Very frustrating, but Palace were superb.
There we are, Harvey.
And another text, he said, morning lads, welcome back. Jeff, as a supporter of a lower league club, what's your opinion on the chairman of Yeovil Town banning his fans after criticising him on social media? Well, I'd love to tell you, but I'm told I'm not allowed to. 03717 223344. So Forest will take on Man City. Arsenal face Palace in the FA Cup semi-finals at the end of April at Wembley. We want to hear from you this morning. Would you rather those semi-finals were played at neutral venues? It's an old argument, isn't it? That's not going to happen. 03717 223344. Give us a call. Disgrace, by the way, banning those Yeovil Town fans.
Oh, that's unbelievable, isn't it?
It is. They criticised the chairman on social media. In his defence, he's put a significant amount of money into the football club. But look, you have to have a broader back than that. Yes. Take the brickbats with the bouquets.
Doesn't sound the most thick-skinned of chairman.
No, absolutely not.
talkSPORT Breakfast, waking you up Monday to Friday morning from 6 a.m. on AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.